Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Unbound Learners Pre-K. My name is Nina. What's your name? It's so nice to meet you. I hope that you all had a wonderful weekend and you're ready for circle time. Let's stretch our arms out like airplane wings. We'll fly to one side, fly over to the other side, fly back to the middle. Now make your airplane wings into a big circle out in front of you like this. Stretch your circle up over your head. Let's go to this side, over to the other side. One more time up at the top, and now let's sing. Good morning, dear earth. Good morning, dear sun. Good morning, dear rocks and flowers, everyone. Good morning, dear beast and birds in the trees. Good morning to you and good morning to me. Good morning, friends, and welcome to Circle Time. I hope that you're having a great morning so far. Before we get started on the calendar and weather chart, there are a few things that we need to do quickly. Number one, let's turn on our listening ears. The next thing that we need to do is put on our thinking hats. Today my thinking hat has a ribbon underneath my chin, so I'm going to tie it up into a bow. And the last thing that we need to do is warm up our hearts. Will you show me how to do that? Boom, 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 boom. And now we can get started. Let me turn over to the calendar and weather chart behind me, and first let's go over the date. Here's the month. Do you know what the month is called? August. That's right. The month is August. Today is August 30th. So let's move the chip from the number 27. That was the last time that we met on Friday. Over to the number 28, 29, and I'll put it right on the number 30 because today is August 30th, and right up here we have the year. There are two ways that you can say the year. You can say that it's 2021, but you can also say that the year is 2021. Now, as you can see, the month of August is so close to over. After today, we only have one more day left in the month of August. This month went by pretty quickly. Friends, it's time to sing the Days of the Week song. So hold up your 7 fingers like this, and if you know the words, sing along with me. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let's go down to the bottom of the chart and go over the days of the week together. Listen for the sound that the day starts with, and if you know what the day is, you can say it with me. Yesterday was Sunday, the last day of the weekend. That means that today is Monday, the first day of the weekday. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. But let's go back and sing Today is Monday together. Today is Monday, today is Monday, today is Monday, all day long. Today is Monday, today is Monday, today is Monday, all day long. And if we go back up to the top of the chart, we have the season. What's the season, friends? Summertime. That's right. And just like the month of August is almost over, the season of summer is also almost over. And if we go down to the bottom, let's sing the weather song together, and then we can share what we see outside today. What's the weather? What's the weather? Can you tell? Can you tell? Is the sun shining? Is the rain falling? Can you tell? Can you tell? Today, when I look outside of my window, it's mostly sunny, but I see a few puffy white clouds. And my temperature chart is on orange because it's warm today. Warm and mostly sunny. Finally, after all of that rain that we had over the past week, the sun is starting to dry up all of that wet rain. Did you get a lot of rain where you live? Thanks for sharing the weather with me, friends. Now let's move on to the letter, the number, and the sign of the week. Because we are starting a new week, we have a new uppercase letter to talk about. This capital letter says Can you make that sound with me? And this letter is a capital H. H says I wonder what we'll find inside of the letter box today. I know that it's something that starts with the letter H. Here's your first clue. This is a type of a home. This home is where people live. It has a roof and windows and a door. What kind of home could that be? Let's see. This home is called a house. So there are many different homes where people live. Maybe you live in an apartment building, maybe you live in a house, maybe you live in a trailer. I live in a house. House starts with the letter H. What kind of home do you live in? This is how you write in uppercase H. One more time. And here is the new number of the week. This double-digit number is the number 14. When you write the number 14, you write two numbers. First you write the number 1, and then you write the number 4. 1, 4. 14. Let's count to the number 14 together using the large bead frame. This week we're going to count to the number 14 using the large bead frame. In order to get to 14, we need 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 10. 14. We have one more thing to count before I teach you a new sign of the week. I have some blades of grass, and as I count them, I'll line them up across the top so that we can count together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the last one makes 14. Last week when I counted the grass, they were still a little bit wet, so they were stuck together. But this grass is pretty dry, so it was easier to count. And we counted 14 blades of grass. I also have a new sign of the week to teach you today. Remember, friends, sign language is a language that uses hand gestures and facial expressions to communicate instead of speaking words out loud. This week, we are going to be saying friend in sign language. In order to say friend, you're going to take both of your counting fingers from each hand and link them together like this. Friend. As the month of August comes to an end, many of you may be getting ready to start school again, or maybe some of you already have. This week, we are going to travel back in time and review some of my favorite work tray activities that we've done together over the past school year. Back in March, we spent a few weeks learning about community helpers. Do you remember what a community helper is? Well, let's start with a community. A community is a group of people that live in the same place. And most communities have a grocery store, a school, a fire station, and a hospital. And the people who work in those places are called community helpers. A cashier is a community helper who works at the market, a store, or a bank and takes payments. A cashier works with something called a cash register. And what do you think would be inside of a cash register? Money, that's right. Let's move on to today's work. For today's work, you are going to be polishing pennies. Now, there are a couple of options to do this work. The first option is to make a polishing solution. And in order to do that, you need some lemon juice and some salt. I'm going to take my knife right here and cut the lemon in half, right down the center. Now I'm only going to use 1/2 of the lemon. So take 1/2 of the lemon and you're going to squeeze it into a bowl. If you don't have a fresh lemon to use, you can also just use some lemon juice and pour a couple of tablespoons into a bowl. Next, you need to add some salt. So I'm going to use about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Take a little scoop, pour it into the lemon juice, and mix it up like this. Mix, mix, mix. Mix the salt into the lemon juice. You will need some old or dirty pennies and some Q-tips. So take a penny and you're going to use one of your Q-tips and dip it into the polishing solution and start rubbing it around the penny. Look at that, friends. Let me show you how it's starting to be a lot more shiny. Let's try that again. First, I'm going to show you what it looks like before I polish it. Do you see how old and dirty that penny is? It's not shiny at all. So take a Q-tip, dip it into the polishing solution, and start rubbing around that penny. Scrub, scrub, scrub. I can see the shine starting to come through. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Sometimes you can dip it in again, add a little more, and scrub that penny. Keep polishing. Look at that, friends. Do you see how it's starting to shine again? And look at the first one. It's shining. Let's try it one more time with the third penny. This is what it looks like before. And if you dip it in to the polishing solution and start scrubbing around it, it starts to shine again. Just like new. Let me show you the option for another type of polishing activity. Another option to this work would be to make a cleaning solution and drop the dirty pennies directly into the cleaning solution. So I started off with 1/4 of a cup of white vinegar. I'm just going to pour it into my jar. You will also need 1 teaspoon of salt. Pour that right into the white vinegar. Give it a little mix. Try to dissolve all of that salt. And next, you're going to place the dirty pennies right into the solution instead of polishing them. So do you see what they look like before? It's hard to see Abraham Lincoln's face. I'm going to drop them into the solution, shake them around a little bit, Let them sit. Now you want to make sure that the pennies aren't directly stacked on top of each other. Otherwise, it'll be hard for them to clean. So you can use your spoon if you see the pennies stacked directly on top of each other, and just give them a little mix like this. Stir them all up. And let's take a look at what they look like now. So you can use your spoon and you can scoop them onto a cloth. I can already see how much shinier they are. Look at this, friends. They're a brand new color. Nice and clean and good as new. Let's get back to circle time. Welcome back to circle time, friends. For today's work, we are going to be working with pennies, but there are other American coins as well. So let's take a look. So right here, I have a few examples of American coins. These coins are a type of currency or money that is used in the United States. And I line them up based on size, starting with the largest, going all the way down to the smallest. So let's start off with the largest coin. This is called a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. And on the front of a quarter is a picture of George Washington. George Washington was the first president of the United States. Next, we have a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. And on the front of a nickel is Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States. This is called a penny. A penny is worth 1 cent. And on the front of a penny is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States. And last, we have the dime. The dime is worth 10 cents. And on the front of a dime is Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was the 32nd president of the United States. Coins come in different colors. Some are silver or copper. You can also find the year, different numbers on either the front of the coin or sometimes the back of the coin right here. And that year is when the coin was produced or made. Let's get back to circle time. Thanks for learning with me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up, and find me on OutSchool for my live and interactive classes. You can also support my channel by checking out my Patreon page and gain access to bonus features for your child. Before we go, we have one more song to sing. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.